It is indeed contract season, baby. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about WWE superstar Ricochet and the news that has come out that he will be exiting the company this summer. And before we dive into that, please do hit subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts on this down below as we dive into this today. So it was reported from PW Insider that Ricochet has given his notice in that he will not be re-signing with WWE, making him a free agent when his contract expires. This follows on from sort of the comments made by Will Ospreay saying that he wasn't being utilised properly and it was appalling the way they were treating him considering how great he is in the ring, and Andrade, spoiler alerts, picking up the WWE Speed Championship from Ricochet. So, what does this mean for good old Ricochet? Let's start with how I feel about Ricochet as a performer, because first of all, I just want to say we're all speculating on this man's future. He can do whatever he likes. He can retire, he could go to live on a tropical island, you know, whatever makes him happy. But we're going to speculate on his wrestling future, and to do that, we've got to sort of look at what made us fall in love with Ricochet, and me in particular, what made me fall in love with Ricochet, and that was his NXT run. Yes, I know he had the incredible match with Will Ospreay in Best of the Super Juniors. He was incredible as Prince Puma, and the stuff that he did over in New Japan, all really sick stuff. But my main exposure to Ricochet was in that NXT run. He was part of my NXT crop of talent. Everyone sort of has their years. You've got sort of the OG, you've got the Kevin Owens kind of era, you've got the Samoa Joe Shinsuke class, and then you had the sort of Velveteen Dream, Ricochet, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, Aleister Black kind of thing. That was my class of NXT, and Ricochet was a part of that, taking part in the awesome North American ladder match, one of my favourite matches of all time. And I think they really highlighted Ricochet's strengths in NXT, particularly in the feud with the Velveteen Dream. I thought that was incredible. They, of course, tried to recreate that moment on main roster TV by having Ricochet do the somersault in front of Logan Paul, which wasn't as effective in my opinion. And his run, I don't think it was fully capitalised on in NXT. You know, he got called up really, really soon with Aleister Black when there was probably an NXT title run in him. And since then, he's never been allowed to show what he can do properly, you know. I don't think he has on the main roster. Like, the stuff that Ricochet is capable of is so much more than how he has been portrayed. It's only recently he's sort of been let loose to explore that by having the match with Ilya Dragunov and stuff like that. So I think if Ricochet wants to bet on himself and wants to show that I'm more than this, I'm not, you know, like restrained to this style, there's so much more I could be doing, I think you could be looking at a new IWGP champion in the future, because Ricochet is just that talented. But what do I think he should do next? You've obviously got some big players who will be making plays for Ricochet. You'll have the likes of New Japan, probably TNA, and the big AEW looking to sign him up. I would love for Ricochet to explore the indies. Like, selfishly, I'd love him to do stuff in Rev Pro and Progress and take on some of the best British talent, one in particular being Leon Slater. Let's make Leon Slater versus Ricochet happen, please. I think that could work wonders for him. Same like it's done for Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali's really reinvented his character. He's gone with the political gimmick that was seemingly being held back in WWE, and it's working for him. It's working really well. So I think Ricochet betting on himself and doing that elsewhere makes all the sense in the world, you know? There's incredible wrestlers that he could be having matches against, not just the UK stuff, but down in Mexico and across in Japan. It could all work. But where do I think he should slot in, and where I think he could benefit the most, is easily New Japan. I think in New Japan, Ricochet is a huge asset. I think he has the moveset and the work rate to be a top guy, potentially IWGP champion moving forward, because New Japan has struggled a little bit since a lot of their top talent migrated over to AEW, like Okada, Ospreay, Jay White, etc. So having that scene be a bit barren, like we've got Evil in the main event of Dominion today, which I'm not really here for. Having Ricochet in that main event scene, not as a Super Junior, as a, fully fledged heavyweight in the IWGP division, taking on Mox and Shota Umino and Ren Narita and going after all these, top guys and helping establish them as well, maybe with a really cool babyface run as the IWGP champ. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be really, really cool, and they could really benefit from that and pay him the big bucks to come over there and really get a spotlight on the product. Because let's not forget, that match with Ospreay really got eyes on the New Japan product. So if he can do that again and really bolster the vision and the broad appeal of New Japan, I think he's an incredibly good asset to have under the wing right there, and he'll make a lot of money. He would have incredible matches. It would be awesome to see him in New Japan. Now we'll talk about the AEW stuff. The AEW, sadly, I think AEW is so stacked full of talent that I don't think Ricochet should go there on a full-time basis. I think he could go there and have like Forbidden Door dream matches with Will Ospreay, run that back, with Kenny Omega, with MJF, and really run these classic matches. But I don't feel like, unless he really lights a fire under that promo work or just bases it solely in ring, I'm not sure there's like a world title run in him. Whereas in New Japan, I think there is an IWGP Heavyweight Championship run in Ricochet. I really, really do. And I think that in AEW, you've seemingly got so much plotted out. You could potentially have Okada, Ospreay, MJF, you've got Swerve, you've got Kenny, you've got the Bucks, you've got so many people at the top of that scene. I think breaking through to there might be a tough task, which is why I think go thrive in New Japan. Really thrive in New Japan, because then you sort of get the best of both worlds. You get to compete on Forbidden Door shows and maybe take on Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom or something like that, and really the world is your oyster over in New Japan, and that's what I'd like to see from Ricochet. TNA, I don't think Ricochet should go to TNA, sadly. I mean, you might pay him the big bucks, you might get some exposure on that, but I think where his services and his talents will be utilised the best is in New Japan Pro Wrestling, particularly with what Tanahashi said in sort of his opening bravado, not his opening bravado, his sort of 10-step plan, really getting eyes on the product, signing a big star who, let's not forget, I think he is a big star. I think Ricochet is a big star, he's just not utilised properly. I think that would be awesome. So that's what I would say, what's next for Ricochet. I think he will probably pull a Nick Nemeth and show up in New Japan as soon as his contract has expired. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know down in the comments below. Who do you want to see Ricochet go up against now that he is potentially leaving WWE? If he resigns, this could all be completely irrelevant, but this is wrestling. We got to speculate on these things. Let me know down in the comments. I'll try to reply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.